Applied too early, rejected. Applied too late, opportunity gone. Asked her out before rapport built. GHOSTED. Waited too long to make a move. She moved on. Launched product too soon. Market wasn't ready. Waited too long. Competitor launched first. I spent years getting timing wrong. Acting impulsively or hesitating endlessly. Never finding the perfect moment between too early and too late. Then I discovered a 500-year-old samurai technique called Hitotsu no Tachi, which translates to one stroke. A master swordsman named Sukahara Bokuden developed a method so precise. It required calculating distance to within half an inch of his body. Wait until the opponent's sword is 1 inch away. Don't act. Still too early. Wait until it's half an inch from your flesh. Now strike. One decisive action at the exact right moment. Not too soon. Not too late. Perfect. I spent 50 days applying this timing principle to every decision. Business launches, relationship moves, career opportunities. The transformation was remarkable. I stopped wasting opportunities through impatience. I stopped missing opportunities through hesitation. And in the next 9 minutes, I am showing you exactly how this ancient one-stroke timing system teaches you to recognize the perfect moment and execute with precision, turning good opportunities into perfect victories. Welcome to Japanese Secrets, where ancient samurai wisdom meets modern life. Before we begin, comment below which city you're watching from and what you think about this video. Now, this isn't about waiting passively for luck. This is about strategic patience combined with explosive action at precisely the right moment. The historical text describing Bokuden's Hitotsu no Tachi technique states, a swordsman must first position himself directly opposite his opponent's sword. He can place his sword either aloft before him or at his side. The only essential point is that he must look unprotected, provoking his opponent into a conventional attack. This is the setup phase. You're not hiding. You're not running. You're positioned, visible, ready, but not acting. Yet. The text continues with the crucial timing detail. If the opponent's sword is more than 1 inch away from his body, the swordsman should not parry his attack. When the sword is only half an inch away, however, the swordsman should take 1 step forward and slay his opponent. Read that again. 1 inch away. Don't act. Half an inch away. Strike. The difference between perfect timing and premature action is literally half an inch. In combat, acting too early means wasting energy on a threat that hasn't materialized. Acting too late means the sword connects, but acting at precisely the half-inch moment, you step forward while your opponent is fully committed and unable to adjust. One stroke. Victory. The document explains the psychology. Human nature would tend to make anyone try to avoid an incoming stroke. But if the master swordsman had judged the distance correctly, he had nothing to fear because he knew for certain that the enemy's blade would not make contact with him, being therefore completely relaxed about his defensive needs. The master swordsman's correct response is to put all his energy into attacking, which is the last thing that his opponent will expect. This is the secret. While amateurs panic and act early, the master waits, not from courage, from calculation. He knows exactly when the threat becomes an opportunity. The technique also describes 3 levels. The first uses the timing of heaven. The second uses the vantage of the earth and is the move that unites heaven and earth. The third secret technique teaches harmony of man and innovation. Timing isn't just about clock time. It's about reading the complete situation and recognizing when all conditions align. Here's how I applied this for 50 days. First, I learned to distinguish between 1 inch and half-inch moments. In business, a 1 inch moment is when market conditions are starting to shift but haven't fully formed. Everyone can see the trend coming. If you act here, you're too early. The market isn't ready. You burn resources fighting resistance. A half-inch moment is when the trend has formed, early adopters have validated it, but mass market hasn't moved yet. This is your strike window. Late enough that the path is clear, early enough that you're ahead of the crowd. I was planning to launch a product. The 1 inch signal was initial social media buzz. I almost acted there. Would have been too early. The half-inch signal was when competitors started getting consistent sales. That's when I launched. Perfect timing. Second, I stopped confusing inaction with patience. The samurai wasn't passive. He was positioned, ready, calculating. Real patience isn't doing nothing. It's maintaining perfect readiness while refusing to act prematurely. I stayed ready, prepared my launch, built my systems, but didn't push go until the half-inch moment arrived. Third, I developed recognition signals for half-inch moments. In relationships, the 1-inch moment is attraction. You feel chemistry, but rapport isn't built yet. Act here and you seem desperate or pushy. The half-inch moment is mutual investment. You've had substantive conversations. There's demonstrated interest both ways. Time deepens rather than creates doubt. Now you make your move. I was interested in someone. Felt chemistry immediately. That was 1 inch. I waited. We had 3 meaningful conversations. She initiated the 4th. That was half an inch. I asked her out. She said yes immediately. Perfect timing. 4th, I learned to recognize false urgency. Sometimes what feels like a half-inch moment is manufactured pressure. Real half-inch moments have natural inevitability. Fake ones have artificial deadlines. If someone's creating urgency, it's usually a 1-inch moment disguised. I was offered a business partnership with aggressive timeline. Sign now or lose the opportunity. That's manufactured urgency. 1-inch moment pretending to be half-inch. I didn't sign. 3 weeks later, they came back with better terms. My patience revealed their desperation. 5th, I accepted that some opportunities require letting the sword pass. Not every approaching threat is your battle. Sometimes the perfect timing is to not strike at all. Let it pass by. An investor wanted in on my company but pushed for control. 1 inch, half-inch neither. Wrong battle entirely. I let the opportunity pass. Better investors appeared later. 6th, I practiced the explosive action part. Perfect timing means nothing if your strike is weak. The samurai waited until half an inch, then stepped forward with full commitment. When you identify the half-inch moment, you must act decisively. No hedging, no partial commitment. Full strike. I identified the half-inch moment to hire a key person. When I made the offer, I went all in. Competitive salary, clear vision, immediate start date. She accepted in 2 hours. Decisive action at perfect timing creates perfect outcomes. Here's what 50 days created. I stopped losing opportunities to impatience. Previously, I'd see an opening and jump immediately, usually too early. Now I calculate. Is this 1 inch or half-inch? Wait. I stopped losing opportunities to hesitation. Previously, I'd analyze forever, waiting for certainty, usually too late. Now, when I see half-inch signals, I strike immediately. Most importantly, I learned that timing is a skill, not luck. Amateurs think timing is about being in the right place at the right time. Masters know timing is about recognizing the exact moment and acting with precision. The difference between 1 inch and half-inch is the difference between failure and victory. 1 stroke of perfect timing beats 1,000 strikes at wrong timing. Bokuden's technique wasn't about sword skill. It was about reading situations with such precision that 1 decisive action accomplishes what others can't achieve with many. In modern life, this translates directly. Don't launch too early. Don't hesitate too late. Wait for the half-inch moment when conditions align perfectly. Then strike with full commitment. 1 action. Perfect timing. Total victory. Comment below what opportunity you're currently watching and whether it's at 1 inch or half-inch. And if you want more authentic Japanese wisdom for mastering the art of perfect timing, subscribe to Japanese Secrets. The ancient samurai perfected timing when 1 mistake meant death. You can learn the same precision when mistakes just mean setbacks.